Well, hello everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm Geek Girl Claire, and today we have a special comparison of a really fake Fidget Cube versus a high quality copy of the Fidget Cube. So if you recall, I did a comparison of the real Fidget Cube versus this knockoff, but it's a really good knockoff. So now I'm going to compare this knockoff, the really good knockoff, to something that's not quite as good. So this is a Fidget Cube, as it says right on the box, and you can purchase this for under $4. Now, if you remember, my original knockoff was a very high quality one, and it was around $14. Very high price for one of these knockoffs, isn't it? So yeah, when you can get a $4 one versus a $14 one, well, what's the difference? Well, I'll show you. So let's take this right out of the box. So the packaging is actually pretty decent quality. It keeps the whole thing in place. It keeps it nice and safe during shipping. So these come in a variety of different colors. So I think that's why my kids like these colors. So that's why these might appeal to younger kids out there, younger users of the Fidget Cube. This fake Fidget Cube, the knockoff, it doesn't come in as many colors. It does come in like various shades of like lime and red for the buttons, things like that. But overall, you've got like a black one, you've got a white one, things like that. So let's compare each of the functions side by side. So the first one that everybody always looks at first is the little joypad, the thumb controller. Now, as I've mentioned to you in the previous comparison, the original Fidget Cube had a nice little joypad on here, but this one actually felt a little bit better in some cases. It depends on what you like. This is a larger thumbprint, so you could actually get your thumb on here and move it around much easier. This has got a nice silicone feel to it, so the coating is much nicer than the real Fidget Cube. So this knockoff is pretty high quality. However, this one has what purports to be like a matte-like finish. So it's not that bad either. It's not like a super smooth finish, but it's not matte-like. But you see that the construction quality of it is not quite up to par. Like around the edges, things are uneven. It's not well made, let's put it that way. Whereas this one, you can see that everything is much more uniform, the way they constructed it, the way they glued everything together. So here, the joypad on this one is like, what's going on here? It doesn't even snap back to the center. It just kind of rocks over. See, that's not a joypad. This is a button, that's for sure. At least it's got, oh, this isn't a button. This is just a joypad. So this has got a button right here. So whatever they did to this particular super cheapie, that's not good enough. This is not a joypad. Sorry. Now the next item is the switch. Now, as you recall, on the knockoff, you could rock this back and forth and you still get a little bit of a sound. Whereas the real Fidget Cube, you could rock it and you won't hear anything. It's pretty silent. Over here, you could rock this and it's pretty silent. So how about the spinny dial? The spinny dial here, it's nice to turn. It's an infinite dial. It doesn't have the little tactile feedback of the dial on the real Fidget Cube. But still, if you don't know any better, this is like fine. And it moves around, glides around very smoothly. Whereas the spinny thing on here, it's actually kind of difficult to move this around. Something about the way this is raised, it doesn't allow you to get your thumb really on here. And your thumb could slip off very easily while you're turning this. So yeah, it's not very well made. So the next item is the buttons. Okay, so as you know, on a real Fidget Cube, there are 3 buttons that have tactile feedback. They actually click. And then 2 buttons that you press them and they don't feel like anything. It's like spongy. So over here on this knockoff, you have these 3 buttons that click. And then you have these ones on the edge, the sides, that feel like sponges. Whereas over here on the fake one, they all click. That's not cool. There's no difference in the tactile feedback. So the next item is the trackball and combination lock. So the real Fidget Cube has a very smooth, nice rolling ball, as does my knockoff one, this one here, the nice knockoff. You can press the button on there. Over here, this super fake one, yeah, over time this gets better and better in use, but you can't press it. There's no pressing action, so it's not a button also. Now, on the real Fidget Cube, the combination lock, there's actually like tactile feedback, like a real combination lock, whereas this one's more like a spinner style kind of thing, so this spins infinitely without any tactile feedback. At least they got this right here. It does have tactile feedback. It clicks though. That's the only negative about it. But at least it's more like a combination lock. The only problem is it's a little hard to actually turn these little dials. The real Fidget Cube, it's easier to turn these dials. So you can easily turn them with your thumb, whereas over here you have to really give them a nice push to actually turn them. So last but not least, I think one of the major improvements of my knockoff Fidget Cube over the real thing is the silicone coating and the fact that this is a little more deeper in the detent. So when you press your thumb on this, it just feels better. So this is called the worry stone, right? So the worry stone here on this knockoff, the high quality knockoff, feels a lot better than the real Fidget Cube. Now the worry stone here, there's hardly a detent, right? So I'm pressing it, I'm like, hey, I mean, I do feel a detent there, but it's like hardly there, so it doesn't feel as good. So I would say that out of the three, the real Fidget Cube, this high quality knockoff, and this Cheapie, this one feels the worst. The knockoff actually feels the best. So yeah, I would place this number 1, and then the real Fidget Cube number 2 for the worry stone, and this last place. So I would say that out of these, of all of the features that we've seen on this super Cheapie, I think the switch is an improvement over the expensive knockoff, and also the combination lock. It actually has detents, but you do have to press them a little hard to get a little more firmly to get them to roll. So it's like a half and half. It's like it's good, but it's not great. So yeah, under $4. It's the exact price is like $3.50. But you get what you pay for. You get something that's like not very high quality. If you want to give it to your child, they probably won't know the difference using this versus the high quality knockoff versus the real thing. So yeah, I would say that if you have money to spend, then get the real thing, because then you're supporting ANSI Labs and the company itself. If you don't have as much money and you want to get a high quality knockoff, then you would go for this one. That's the $14 one. So the $14 one has some improvements over the original Fidget Cube, such as this, the worry stone, and I feel the joypad is actually an improvement. So yeah, that's it for today. If you like this video, then slam the like button and subscribe to my videos, and hopefully you'll see more soon. I'm getting another Fidget Cube at some point soon, so we'll compare that one to the 3 that I've already reviewed so far. Okay, so until next time, see ya everybody, bye!